I I think we're live. Are we live, Chris? I think we're live.
We are.
Good morning, everybody. Not sure how long I'm going to be lasting this morning, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Before we before we begin, first of all, let me say good morning to my spirit guide Gregel, who is right here with me, and also to Mike, who is right next to Gregel at the moment. Um, it looks like I've got some helpers today. I'd like to say good morning to all of you. I'd like to say good morning to Chris, wherever you are, Chris. I've lost count of where you might be at the moment. Hopefully back in sunny Florida and enjoying the good weather. And You're going to have to forgive me. I'm going to be coughing and spluttering a bit and doing my best to do the show this morning. Chris, do we have anybody there?
People are beginning to log in, Rosemary, and the ones that are here, Annika is saying she's up in sunny Connecticut. Lightworker is chatting in from North Carolina. Rhonda's on. And those are the people who are writing something in the chat room. There's obviously other people who haven't written anything yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just so we've got no questions. I can't talk very easily. I'll give it a go, but at some point, I'll have to quit talking and rely on everybody else to ask questions in the chat room. So this morning of all mornings, as soon as the participation stops, I have to quit because I'm finding it difficult to talk without without coughing this morning. Anyway, all right. So as you all can hear, I'm sure you can hear, this cough is still dragging on, and I'm still dealing with all the muck and the grime of New York City. But my compensation is that I get to see my grandson every day. I get to see my daughter every day, and I get to be with them and sharing, excuse me, and sharing the summer with them, which is really nice. Um, so, uh, so what else is going on? And my yes, let me let me be a boaster and a bragger because I'm a grandmother, right? So grandmothers boast and they brag about their grandchildren, don't they? I mean, isn't that what we do? So my grandson had his state state oh gosh, my grandson had his state results from his state exam. They do a state exam once yearly. I think throughout most states actually in the country in America, and he scored for his math. He scored um, let me see, 98. No, sorry, 97 point, just under 80%, and no, 90, sorry, just under 90%. Sorry, I'm losing track of things here. And for his math, he got uh, just under 100%. So for his English, he got 98 point something, and for his math, he got 99 point something. So he's on a roll. And then he took his theory exam, which is it's an important theory exam for his music, and he got a distinction in that. So we're all rolling high here in New York City. Just because I'm sick and coughing and spluttering doesn't mean that I've missed these big milestones that he's just really achieving. And the nice thing is about it that he is just so sweet and kind and gentle and loving. Not at all like a lot of kids who score these high scores and have, and they are, I would say, super intelligent in so many ways. No, they're not necessarily they don't have much humility about it, but I think that Reese just has a lot of humility and a lot of gentleness and a lot of kindness. So so even though I'm struggling here in New York, it's worth it because I get to see his face and I get to participate in all of this, great stuff that's going on. Chris, okay,
Take a break.
keep going. All right. So what do we have? Who do we have?
All right, so we have Gary who's on. He says, "It's really good to see my friend today. I was having rosemary withdrawals."
I think he means me, not the herb.
True. Barb says it's good to have you back. Shamanth is on saying hello to you and Gray Eagle. Um, sh- she's also saying August 9th marks the 3rd death anniversary of my grandfather, Vinya Aka. We miss him immensely. How is he doing on the other side? Is there any message from him for us?
Now, my darling, I love you, and I love the fact that you join and that you love this show and you're often here with us. But as you can see and hear, sorry, I'm kicking the table. If you think I'm rocking, wait a minute, I'm rocking in my head, but I'm not rocking physically, right? So, so unfortunately, this morning I'm not going to be. I'm sure that he's fine. I'm sure that he's safe. Greg will put his hand on my shoulder as I'm saying that, so I know that that's fine. And you just need to keep talking to him, and most importantly, you need to keep listening to him. Chris.
All right, Carrie is on from Thomasville, Georgia.
Georgia.
And Carrie had a question. I have lost 3 major members of my family. Do they have any message for me, please?
Okay. I think it's fair to say today, and I know why you ask. And if it were me, I'd be asking the same. I'd be pounding down my door if it were me, actually. But today, I think it's safe to say that I'm not going to be giving messages, unfortunately. I'm having some difficulty breathing here and there, and I'm trying not to have a big coughing fit at the minute. So, so I keep swallowing down all that urge to cough. So, I the reason I wanted to do the show this morning, for those of you who think, well, what are you doing here then? Why are you doing the show? Is because for the last 2 or 3 weeks I have been sick and unable to do the show, and I don't want to sort of, I want to show my presence, and I want to show you that I'm still here for all of you, but in a weakened state today. So I'm happy to listen to you. I'm happy to ask, simple, easy questions, but there will not be any connection right now with me giving messages because it's just too hard for me to speak. So, Chris.
Okay. So Joy says, I'm so glad you made it. I've been praying for you, sweetie.
Oh, well, thank you. That's so nice of you. I
And
appreciate that. And let's keep those prayers coming if you don't mind.
Shamanth also said, wishing you a speedy recovery.
Oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's see. Barb wants to know, do we meet our guardian angels before we come here?
That's a good question. Yes, well, we do meet with those higher entities. We do meet with them. We have a chance to lay out the reasons why we want to make this journey. We lay out the hopes for the results of our journey. We come here for different people come for different reasons, but mainly to learn, to grow, and to become more of who we are, to become brighter and clearer and more spiritual than and more knowledgeable of not only spiritual things but of our own spirit and what we can do to improve our own spiritual self and our own spiritual awareness. So we do get to talk to people, uh, call them guardian angels, higher entities. Definitely, we are not the ones who make the final decision as to where we're placed, but we have those who are wiser than us and caring for us, put us in the right place in order that we get the opportunities that we need for the reasons we've come here for. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's all you're getting this morning because I keep running out of air. Keep going, Chris.
All right. Let's see. Dee says, good morning. It's good to see
Morning,
you.
morning, morning.
And Lightworker says, thank you for speaking with us today, even though you are under the weather.
Right. Isn't that
Ru-
a funny? Don't you think that's a funny term, under the weather? I mean, we all use
yeah.
it, but isn't it an odd term? I do believe that a big part of my issue while I'm here in New York has to do with the weather. It's very heavy here, very hot. There's, I mean, you walk outside and there's so much pollution. And of course, I'm used to living near the beaches. Used to living near the, near the on the Gulf Coast, and I'm used to nice fresh air. So when I come here, it's a bit of a a bit of a shock to the system. So I guess I am, in that regard, under the weather, or my issues are a result of the weather and the pollution and all that stuff that goes on in New York City. Also, of course, we have issues with air conditioning and so on and so forth. So, but isn't that an odd term, under the weather? I like it though. I do like it. I'm going to investigate to see how under the weather I might be. Are we under control of the weather, do you think, when we get sick? I wonder where the term came from even. All right, I'm rambling, Chris. You've got to stop it.
Well, you answered Gary's question before I even asked it of you, because Gary asked, do you think your problems are related to New York City air?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with that and the air conditioning that they have here and the and all, there's so much pollution and so much going on here. And it has been a particularly hot and very muggy. I don't know if you know what the word muggy means, but it means sort of hot and clammy. And when you go outside, I mean, it's hard sometimes in certain areas. It's really hard to take a breath because there is so much pollution. And of course, in this heat, it all gathers together. So I'm sure it's not helping one little bit.
All the particulates in the air.
Yes.
Let's see. Rhonda has a question. Do you think that salt lamps clean the air around you? I have several because I love the warm glow.
I do like salt lamps. I don't know what the benefit is of, although I know that there are many different salts that are very, very beneficial to us. But I'm not sort of not really investigated salt lamps, but honestly, the way that they shine, they give off this incredibly warm glow. I mean, that's got to make you feel better already, hasn't it? Whether they actually do anything to the air or whether they suggest that they do anything to clean the air or to, you know, cause less pollution in the air, I don't know. I do know though that because I've been checking this out, because not only have I been having issues here, my grandson's been having issues. He's been having issues for months now with his nose and breathing and so on. And I'm pretty certain it has to do with all the dust particles and so on. And so I actually did a little research and have discovered that you can. I didn't know this till I did this research. You can buy bags of, I can't remember now what kind of charcoal it's called, but it's like a bag of charcoal, and it's sort of in a very fine mesh bag. And charcoal absorbs particles. Charcoal absorbs odors. Charcoal is amazing. It's an amazing thing. Um, and so I investigated, and I've actually ordered some small bags that you can hang anywhere in the house of charcoal. And who knew that you can sort of, you can imagine all this charcoal absorbing all this muck and all the crappy stuff in the air. You wonder how long it's going to last. I didn't realize that if you put charcoal in the sunlight, or you put these bags of charcoal in the sunlight acts as a filter and cleans and gets rid of all of the muck and so on, and prolongs the life of the charcoal. Who knew? Anyway, I'm not doing that necessarily for me. I'm doing it for Samantha and for the apartment and for Reese and so on, to see if we can get some clean air inside and outside. Sorry, keep going, Chris.
All right.
Sorry.
Take a breath or a good cough. You can put yourself on mute if you need to.
No, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Leslie's saying, "Way to go, Reese. Outstanding."
I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wayne's saying, "Yay. Good morning." Janet is on saying, "Good morning, honey." And Jennifer Dean is throwing you tons of hearts.
Thank you. I don't know if Janet got my message the other day. I think it's the same Janet, because she calls me hun.
I suspect it is.
But hopefully I'll be ready to get going again once I get out of this polluted air and into some fresh, lovely, sunny sea breezes.
Gary says, "I wish I could send you a bottle of the mountain air here."
Oh, yeah. I know. I know. It's so nice and fresh. And you're not that far away from New York City either, are you? I mean, but the air changes, doesn't it? And there's so much pollution today. And I have a history, if I have a cold, or if if you know I get a sore throat or anything like that, my history is that it goes straight to my lungs. I've had um, more bouts of bronchitis and bronchial pneumonia than I can think, and it always makes me smile when I go for X-rays of different things. People look at me and say, "You do know how badly scarred your lungs are." Well, you just have to live with it, don't you? Yeah, I do, but it doesn't stop me. But that's from years and years and years and years of sort of always having this weakness in my chest and my lungs. But so I guess when it gets to be really bad, I guess my lungs get it full on, and here I am anyway.
Rhonda says, "Just seeing you and you being with us is enough, Rosemary. You don't even need to talk.
Oh,
Praying for you every day."
that's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it's important also. I mean, I know, all of us suffer at one point or another with a variety of different illnesses or stuff that goes on in our lives. And I think that, you know, excuse me, another reason that, I decided, I said to Chris, we're going to do the show. And she, well, you can't talk. Oh, you talk and you cough and so on. But I think it is important, if I'm going to be talking about positive thinking, and if I'm going to be talking about having a positive attitude, and if I'm going to be encouraging other people to have a positive attitude, and to sort of not allow things to get you down, let's say, I think, it's no good just talking about it, is it? You've got to show that you can do it too. And I think it's always good to set a good and a positive example for others. So this is what I try to do. And I excuse me, the one thing I really like to do when I'm really sick is I just like to curl up into a ball and be by myself and just have everybody leave me alone, and I just quietly get on with it. But sometimes you just have to pop your head up and say, look, see, Yes, I'm sick, but I'm still okay. I'm okay. I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you who've been sending healing to my friend Mary Lou, who is sort of going at the moment. She's going through chemo. I know she won't mind me telling you that. So if you wouldn't mind keeping your prayers and your healing prayers on her, also, I would very much appreciate it. Chris.
Leslie says it would be nice if your daughter and grandson could move to Florida.
Yeah, wouldn't it though? But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. My daughter is uh, staunchly set in New York City for now, anyway. But don't give up hope. And Reese loves it by the ocean. He loves the pool. He loves the beaches. So so maybe one day. I'm not giving up just yet. But yes, it wouldn't that be nice?
Annika's saying, besides being able to see our departed ones, can you also see the auras of the living?
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, I mean when we at some point eventually, unfortunately, we've had to put our program back, which is very disappointing to me. But no point, no point in trying to teach if I can't breathe. So our program is going to be, we're going to be as soon as I get back into Florida and I can start to breathe clearly again and we can start working again. We're going to be learning all sorts of things, and I'm also going to be teaching you certain things, or how to, for instance, how to create your aura or your energy field, because every living thing, including plants and even the leaves on the trees of plants, every living thing has an energy field around it. And that's been proven, of course, by Kirlian photography. Semyon and whatever his name is, gone blank in my head. I can't believe it's gone from my head. Anyway, Semyon and Valentina Kirlian, who years and years ago produced the Kirlian camera, which photographs auras. And people like me, we used to talk about seeing energy around people, or light around people, different colors around people, and we were poo-pooed, and people, scientists said there's no such thing and so on, until then finally this wonderful camera was produced. Semyon and Valentina Kirlian, I think a Russian couple who developed this camera. And now, of course, everybody talks about it like it's a perfectly natural and normal, which it is. But we had to have some sort of scientific evidence before people would believe somebody like myself. But not only can we see other people's auras, I teach my students how to look to see auras, or to see energy, and to see energy fields. Not, as I've said, every living, breathing thing on this planet, it has an energy field, an aura. And we can, as human beings, we can actually dictate our aura. We can dictate what our energy field is or can become. We can create more positive, more vibrant colors. We can, it's about creating the best energy, and using colors and using visualization techniques. We can actually create for our own selves a really brilliant and a healthy aura. Now, let me just say that the aura, or the energy field, is merely a reflection of you, of what is going on inside of you, of your spiritual self, of who you are. So when we're talking about developing and creating auras, we're talking about developing and creating a more positive awareness. We're talking about creating and infusing color within us, because remember, as I've said, the aura is simply a reflection, the energy of what is going on within us. Um, so, but in our program, I'll be teaching you how to do that, and of course more besides. But I know some of you are being impatient, and I know Chris is being inundated with emails. But if you can be patient a little bit longer and just wait till I can get back on my feet, and so to speak, and I'll get breathing again, which I'm planning on coming back. I think in 3 weeks or something. I think when Reese goes back to school. So as soon as that happens, and as soon as I can take a good breath, we'll be back on track with that. Chris.
Well, there are a few comments about air conditioners. Judith says air conditioning dries out your skin and lungs, but a humidifier helps. Dee says the smoke from the Canadian wildfires have been affecting the air here in New York, which has been part of the problem too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, so many things that are, that are affecting. I mean, uh, the air conditioning in my daughter's apartment is, the stuff in the windows. It's in Florida. It's central. We have central air. I have central air. I shouldn't say we have central air. I'm sure a lot of people in New York City have central air, but this apartment does not. But the air conditioners are actually getting replaced due to my insistence. And the lovely guys who deal with the maintenance here, they're getting replaced. They'll either be replaced on Friday or Tuesday. We're not sure. Anywhere between there. So that should be helpful to some degree. So anyway, okay, enough about me and my health. Let's keep going, Chris. But thank
Janet,
everybody for making comments. Go ahead. Yeah.
all right. Janet says that they're having a heat wave in Scunthorpe.
Oh my, really? A heat wave. Wow. I wonder what that heat wave is. I wonder what the temperature is there. And for those who are saying, well, where is Scunthorpe? If we're talking about England now, we're talking about the east coast of England.
And Janet says she did get your message.
Great, good.
All right. Maggie says it's so good to see you and soldiering on. I introduced someone to the Eagle and the Rose. She had lost her son and has never recovered, going into depression. Your book has helped her greatly. I've suggested your other books, but she does not want to move on from The Eagle and the Rose.
Well, she might want to read it 2 or 3 or 5 times even. I mean, it's that kind of book. And she has to, we all of us, as we all do, she has to take it at her own speed. And it's a lot to take in if you've never considered a life after death, if you've never considered that, we don't die, if you've never considered that maybe there are people like me who can connect with the dead. I'm using that term dead loosely because I don't believe in dead. But anyway, you if you've never considered those things, then it's sort of like it opens up a whole new world, and it takes a while to process that. So don't worry too much. Let her take her time about it. Let her process that, and let her get used to the idea. When she's ready, she'll move on to other books, I'm sure.
Andrea says, I have no question, just an interesting note. My son and I came to Europe for the summer to visit family. My dad passed away last May, and they put some of his ashes in a church in the fall. When we went to, quote, visit him, I did not feel his presence. I think I feel that he's closer to me when I'm in the US at home.
Well, that's interesting. I don't think it matters where you are in the world. I don't think it matters. I mean, I know that a lot of people, excuse me, especially people who have lost their children, they feel that they can't move from the house because if their child wants to connect with them, they won't know where to go, which is not the case at all. But I know that a lot of people feel that environment has a lot to do with it. But I think it's, when you're in a different environment or a new environment, don't don't forget that you have other things that are distracting you too. So you're not maybe necessarily focusing so much on the energy of your father. Maybe you're distracted by all the great things that you've been seeing and doing, which is fine. That doesn't mean he's not there with you. It just means that you're distracted enough that you're not feeling him necessarily with you, but he is with you, definitely, Chris.
Let's see. Judith says, I'm looking forward.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Don't
Yeah,
be sorry, Rosemary. You're here.
keep going.
Um, I'm looking forward to classes and learning from you, Rosemary. It will be fun too.
Oh, I don't know about that. You should talk to my students.
Stay away from the hot seat.
Yeah, Chris, why don't you tell everybody I've got
The hot seat. Oh my goodness. What's a good way to visualize this? Consider laser beams drilling into your eye sockets because you're being seen that closely. No, it's honestly a great place to be because that's where you do the most learning. Rosemary tells you things that you need to hear and you can see within yourself so that you can choose to make changes or not. But it's the best place to be and it's the hardest place to be at the same time.
well, I think that people who don't ever get students, I should say, who don't ever get to be put in the hot seat by me. I can't speak for anybody else, but people who students who never get to be put in the hot seat actually feel that they're being neglected. What's wrong with me? Why isn't she taking notice of me? So I think the hot seat is where students want to be. It's where you learn the most. But this course, let me be very clear, this course is not so much a teaching environment. It is, I'm going to give you the opportunity to understand more clearly how things work. I'm going to give you certain exercises that you can choose to do or not, as you choose. It's all down to you. I'm not going to be the one saying, why didn't you do these exercises that I gave you? Because that's not what this is about. This is about me giving you information and you taking it, and you can use it or not, as is your choice. Chris.
Judith says she's squirming already. Well, some of the other questions, Rosemary, people joined later, so they didn't hear you say that you would not be giving messages
Okay.
specifically to people. So I'm trying to sort through those.
Well, as normally I would certainly consider doing that, but as everybody can hear, I am struggling here to breathe, and I'm sort of just. But I do want to do this. I do want to be here for you all, and I do want to participate, and I do want to hear what you have to say, and I do want to hear your questions. Unfortunately, if you want me to work, that is other than to do this, that is not going to happen because I just do not have the energy or the strength right now to actually to actually do that. So I'm sorry if I'm disappointing you, but there it is. I'm a disappointment to you. Oh, too bad. Sorry, there's no point trying to be all things to all people, is there? Can't do it. Chris.
Well, I think based upon the type of questions that are left in the chat room and what we've just discussed, I think this might be a great stopping point.
Okay, well that works then. That works for me. How long have we had in this?
A half an hour. Yeah,
Well,
this
that's
is
good.
great.
All right. Well, in fact, as much as I love you all, and as much as I'm sorry if you've taken time out of your day to be with me, and I really do hope that you get something out of these things, and hopefully, as each week goes by, we'll do more and more. But it is very hard for me to breathe right now. So I did say to Chris, even if we only do 20 minutes or half an hour this morning, at least you can see me, I'm still listening to you, I'm still interested in what you all have to say, and I'm here in my way for you, and I thank you so much, all of you, for joining, even though you've had to listen to me coughing and spluttering and wheezing. Excuse me, and wheezing and so on and so forth. I do thank you very much for all of your healing prayers and your kind and generous thoughts. This is what I would like you to do for me more than anything else. What I'd like for you to do, every single one of you, is, I mean, by all means, send healing prayers out into the universe. But that's something we do for ourselves as well as we do for others, because each time we send out healing, each time we pray, each time we are connecting, our soul is connecting to our spiritual self, which is always a good thing. So, what I'd like you all to do for me, specifically today, aside from keep the healing coming, for not just for me or for Mary Lou, but for anyone that might benefit from healing. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a moment and I'd like you to just do something for yourself. So even if it's just give healing to yourself, or even if it's just to sort of take that one little piece of chocolate that you've been looking at and just didn't take it, I want you to indulge yourself and be kind to yourself today, tomorrow, and through the rest of the weekend. And just then I'd like you to next week tell me how good that made you feel. So it's okay to be selfish with yourself. It's okay to be, as long as you don't walk all over other people to do it, it's okay to be selfish with yourself. It's okay to give to yourself, and it's certainly okay to give yourself healing as well. That's the most important thing. So be good to yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and again, thank you. I'd like to say thank you to Greg, of course. I'd like to say thanks to Chris and to all of you who are joining me today. I'd like to wish you all a very, very, very blessed rest of the day and a very blessed weekend. Excuse me, and a very blessed weekend, everybody.